Well, today's going to be a busy day. So we have got 3.5 tonne of steel coming today, 13 lengths or 14 lengths of steel, and those will be arriving on 2 trucks in the next 10 minutes or so. I was hoping for 1 truck because access is bad enough at the best of times, but allegedly the 4 of the lengths are 7.1 metres long, and the truck with the crane on it couldn't take that length on its bed, so we are having to have a second truck. And then hopefully they're going to be able to back up the driveway, which is fairly steep, and we'll see how we go. Okay, so the guys are actually going to back the trucks up the driveway, which is tremendous, so really very appreciative of that. These guys are Hilda Haulage out of Rowville, and they're local, and they've been really, they're really good guys. And as you can see, it doesn't seem to be having any issues whatsoever bringing that truck up here, which is brilliant. Yeah, so they're actually Hilda Transport. So they, as I said, they're local from Rowville, and they've been, these guys have been really good. Awesome. Here comes the other one. They're the long length, so those are 7.1 metres. I wanted someone local to where the DFS guys were, so I went and looked for you guys, and your reviews were good.
Oh, that's right.
So I went and yeah, well, you're doing all right so far. And my little YouTube channel is going to have you up there, so And I've said positive things so far on this recording.
I'm just used to it, I am.
Yeah, no, I doubt you're going to go viral yet. I got too fewer followers, but I got a few. Awesome, thank you. Well, that's going to keep me busy over Christmas. Steels have arrived. They are here. There's 15 pieces altogether. So we've got these ones here are 7.1 meters long, and they go from ground level all the way up to the roof line. These ones over here are for the first floor, and they go around the entire circumference of the build and link all of these together with the other ones we've already put up, as do these ones here. There's 3 of those, and then these 2 here are ground level or ground floor, which will go from the front door and underneath the 2 downstairs bedrooms. So 3.5 tons of steel. I broke my tractor. I've got the gear linkage just snapped, so I've got to go and weld that up, but I wanted to get some of this moved, so I did them by hand, and I'm not doing that again because they're heavy. I think they're 190 kilos. These ones are 180 kilos each, and those ones are, I think, 210, which even using gravity was extremely hard work. These ones are 330 kilos a piece. So those ones we'll use the tractor for, and a trailer to get them there, but I've got to go and repair the tractor. Right now, it's time to go and take this lot up the hill. Okay, so the tractor is a brand called Apollo. So it's a Chinese brand tractor, and I've spoken about this on one of my other videos. It's 25 horse, 4-wheel drive. It's got a 4-in-1 bucket on the front. It's got a safe working load of 300 kilos on that, but I've taken the bucket off. I made some homemade brackets which I can use to actually lift the steels. But the problem I have is that the gear at the moment is not selecting properly, and it won't always go into gear, and when it's in gear sometimes it won't come out again, and I think the mechanism's gone, because at the moment when it's in first gear it just falls into gear. So literally, if you're on a slope, it just drops into gear because of gravity, and that's something I don't want happening. So I'm going to take this to pieces today and have a look and see what we can find going wrong inside there, and see how this day goes. Okay, so we've got it in pieces. The problem, and I can see, well, let me see what I'm looking at here, is these are the selectors which bring in, this is for reverse and first, and this one is for second and third. This selector is missing a part. Here there's a spring and a plunger, and I'm assuming a ball bearing in there, and here there is not. This one is okay, that's in the housing that I've just taken off, but there is nothing here stopping that from moving, and that's the bit we've got to go away and fix right now. So I've got to see what I can come up with. Yeah, there's no ball bearing in there. And what can actually happen is it looks like it's actually really, really worn. It's very, very worn, it's pitted. But we'll have a look and see what we can do. I'm not sure if you can see that. So after much fiddling around and not able to find any replacement parts locally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spring ball bearing and plunger out of the second third selector and put it in place where the first and reverse selector goes. The second and third has very small movement, and therefore I don't think it can get to a position where it gets stuck. The first, second and neutral, the first and reverse and neutral, the arm can move much, much further, and therefore it looks like it could move too far, and I think that's what's causing it to jam in reverse. So we're going to take the one out of here, and we put it into there for the first and reverse selector. I've leveled the two up. I'm now going to put the cage back on the top and see whether that was a good solution or a temporary solution to at least get me through what I need to do, or whether I'm back to the drawing board. Well, that didn't work. That's I now know why that pin's been taken out. The shaft, the V's have been worn out over time, and that wearing out over time means you can no longer get it in or out of that gear. So right now it's stuck in reverse, the ball bearings dropped into the slot, and because there's wear there, the ball bearing it cannot come back out again, so it's stuck, which is really bad, because that means the only thing to do now is to replace that rod, and the only way to replace that rod is to take the gearbox off this tractor, which means that I would have to undergo a level of maintenance I haven't got time to do right now, because I would have to take all these bolts off around here, break this from this and actually part them, and then extract that rod and replace them, which is adds no small task, and it requires parts I don't have. So to get me through today, I am going to go away and remove that part and see whether I can stop that arm from moving backwards and forwards, and just see what we can do. Anyway, not the outcome I wanted. Normally I have good things to say about my tractor, but today it has let me down. But I've got it working enough, so hopefully I can get the little job done that I need doing. So we're going to take it up the block and move some steels, but at any moment it could stick itself in reverse gear, which means I have to get the spanners out and lift the cover and slide a linkage back in place and put it back together again, which is far from optimal. But we are moving, it is running, and I'm going forward, so things are still looking positive. Okay, so what we're using the tractor for is just to test fit this piece, which has got to it's got to go onto those two bits there, and ready for a column. It's got to go onto there, which is actually this one here. So this one here, once the crane comes, that will be hoisted into place, sat on this plinth here, which will intersect with this, and then we've got to go and put another one there, another one there, and another one there, which are those three large columns there. Okay, so we managed to get these steels in place. They don't actually, these are not their final resting places actually. This one here doesn't actually, it's not going to stay here. It's actually going to go on from that one over there. However, these steels here, the only way to connect them in a complete circle all the way around is at the midpoint, at these points here. But I can't do that until the timbers are in for these ones. So these ones with the slots at the top, they've got to have timbers that run out and out for the deck. And as such, the bits of steel that connect to them are shaped, and the bits of steel actually bolt through the wood themselves. And therefore, until I get the wood up, I can't put the first floor ring of steel all the way around. Ring of steel, where have I heard that before? I can't put the ring of steel all the way around. I'll just show you the steel here. So these ones here are going to have a piece of wood braced onto them that are going to go out at 22.5 degrees. So these ones here connect all the way down at the same. However, the steel columns, those just bolt on cleanly, and therefore I can actually put those on this side of the house where there are no timbers going all the way through. The reason the timbers, this sounds very confusing, I'm going to put some diagrams in. The reason the timbers go all the way through is because up here there's a cantilevered deck. So up there, and the top of that pile, there's actually a piece of wood that goes out another 8 feet or 2.5 meters, and on this one and on that one, and therefore that's where the steels are going to connect to the wood. But the hillside of the house, the side of the house over here, these don't, and that's why these beams are so long. So these beams go all the way from from footing here. That's the first floor cleat. Sorry, that's the ground floor cleat. Here's the first floor cleat. That's where the timbers go on, and then this is for the top that goes round connecting to the roof. So anyway, those are in now. I just got to do some measurements just to see. I'm curious to see how level they are. Even though the forecast said 0 chance of rain today, it's done nothing but rain this morning. So I'm going to go and spend my time in the shed, out of the wind. It's summer, and it's 11 degrees, and it's pretty bloody cold. So, and actually, it's raining again. Look, here comes the rain. 0 precipitation today, no rain. There's not going to have any rain today. That's what the forecast was. Anyway, talk to you again. Bye.